What porn categories that you enjoy watching would be the hardest, most shameful to admit to others, and why? I have come to learn that just because you enjoy watching certain acts and scenarios doesn't mean you would do it yourself. Horror porn or anything with aliens or monsters, I'm a woman and I always feel so weird about it. But I just really like it, lol. Animation. 2D and 3D, especially depiction. Human x non-human, not like bestiality, I'm talking like humans and aliens or slime monsters. Forced orgasm. I hate that I get off to it, but I do. I'm just here for new ideas. Is it weird that when I'm coming down from busting a nut, I want to see the video continue and show the aftercare? I guess I just have an emotional as well as physical intimacy itch that I need to scratch. I'm very lonely. Well, I really like it when it looks like the girl is actually into it. It turns out that some of the most vile porn has girls who seem to be really happy about doing it. So I feel morally better, but sexually worse for it. I find the hardest to find that I want the most is lesbian, but where they are actually into it, with no stupid positions, having real sex, not on uncomfortable surfaces, not in uncomfortable looking positions, no fake moaning, steady cams, so no rooms full of dudes, and actual passion. You would think it would be easy to find, but almost impossible. Bonus points if there is an age gap. Extreme close-up ejection in the mouth. Seeing it all on the tongue just hit different for me. Definitely mom and son. Post-nut clarity is a weird time for me. I prefer audio-only porn, specifically the Gunwald audio subreddit. 1010. Highly recommend. Creamy's too early for a vasectomy, but I love the thought of busting a fat nut deep in my girl. I guess it's just the instincts. I don't like porn stars. I'd much rather watch a normal middle-aged woman than a porn star with fake boobs faking an orgasm. Femdom, in my opinion, especially if it involves pegging. I think it's hot to watch videos of people being fucked surrounded by bystanders. In their bondage, free use, or whatever. But I'd never try that or want to try that myself. Not exactly shameful or hard to admit, but hard to explain, especially to sexual partners, that no, I don't actually want a monster cock. I prefer an average one with some girth. I just like seeing the girl stretched out. Doesn't mean I want to be stretched out, and yes hun, I love your average cock, it doesn't hurt. How do you explain to anyone that you gleefully fap to a bunch of trans women gangbanging one guy you don't? I seem to have gotten into breed milk for some crazy reason. I don't know why. I really enjoy imbalanced power dynamics mixed with forbidden attractions. Incest in real life disgusts me, and as a woman I am very aware of the way men use power and sex IRL to dominate women and behave inappropriately, and fuck people's life up basically. But there's still something about that display of power that, in a sexual setting, turns me on. It's pretty gross. Like we're talking like one young, maybe just a little bit insecure or reluctant girl and several older men, basically taking advantage of her helplessness. Or a woman in need of help and her father got it. Feels disgusting to even write, lol. I could never say this out loud, and I certainly condemn it in real life. But it does turn me on, that mix of forbidden desire and abuse of power. Specifically, I want to be desired in that way. Want to drive men to do things they normally wouldn't, and I want them to have their way with me, even as I really don't want to be abused. Crazy how the mind works. I enjoy chastity femboy stuff. But as a masculine man, I don't want to be in chastity. But I feel like this conjures a certain idea in people's head, and I have to explain a lot of TMI for them. My current thing to watch is where a girl is getting gang-banged by a bunch of guys and they are all coming inside of her. You see the cum start to come out, and the next guy comes up, rubs his tip in the cum sort of like lube and start banging her and finishes inside of her and repeat. When post-nut clarity hits him, like, that's disgusting. But a few days later here I go again. I like to watch women pee and pee on other women. I've told this to exactly one person in my life. TBH, I'm worried my relatively vanilla interests would ostracize me more than any fringe category I could think of. I am a lady and I love gay porn, especially with older bears. I guess talking to anyone about porn is embarrassing, but I just think this is out of the norm, so it is worse. R8 fantasies. Hard to say that to others a bit. I'm obviously against the true act, but doing consensual non-consensual is so hot to me. Incest stuff, but not because of what you think. The concept is obviously disgusting, but that's just always the stuff with the hottest girls in it. I go more on the thumbnail preview of who's in it than the concept of the video. Confetti. And also one specific video that I really like where a horse gets sprinkled by glitter while two women and man do naked cartwheels. After that they start sprinkling them all with a yellowish liquid and dancing around. Finally, a man dressed as a bird takes one of the women and the other two dig a tunnel. I like Rule 34 of Clippy. Pregnancy impregnation. Honestly, it's the whole point of sex to begin with, so it shouldn't be taboo, but it is. It's so difficult to find, and when you do, it's often linked to other things I dislike like raceplay, stepfamily, cuckolding, etc.